The epistle of Jude gives us several warnings and some very severe warnings, especially about the coming judgment of God if people do not turn. Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sicily, Illinois, with your thoughts for Tuesday. In Jude's New Testament epistle, we hear his warnings to believers by reminding them of the judgment of God. And in verse 10, he speaks of man's actions without understanding. He says, but these people blaspheme all that they do not understand, and they are destroyed by all that they, like unreasoning animals, understand instinctively. We're talking about people in this world who have already rejected God. In verse 8, he says they reject all authority. The problem is they set themselves up as the authority in all other areas of reason so that others will follow them. The Bible tells us why they blaspheme God. Blaspheming the Lord goes well beyond just using his name in vain. A person blasphemes God when he takes his word lightly, or he even jokes about it, or when he deliberately defies God to judge him in some way. Psalm 73 says, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth, and they say, how does God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? But you notice how they blaspheme all that they do not understand. The reason they don't understand is because they often feed on false doctrine, which inflates their ego, encourages all kinds of rebellion against God. Ephesians 4:15 says, having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart. The main reason their understanding is faulty is because Satan has blinded their minds, that they have become completely alienated away from God, who is actually seeking them and wants to love them and show his grace. And their mind has become corrupt because their heart is cold and dark. Jude tells us that they're destroyed by their own arrogance and their own ego. Most often they are overcome by the promise that Satan gave to Adam and Eve. You can become like gods. You can know good and evil. Or you can determine your own boundaries of good and evil in life. I mean, they think they're invincible from any kind of judgment. Ecclesiastes 8:11 says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men are fully set in them to do evil. There is no doubt men of this world blaspheme what they don't understand. But there's also no doubt that God will one day judge them in their ignorance and their blatant rebellion against God. He will also judge our rebellion today if we're not careful and don't recognize him with all authority for our lives and our hearts.